We know that Yahweh Shai is going to crack the clouds with those chariots, those so-called UFOs, all right? So it's not going to come as a thief in the night to us, to all these heathen and these non-believers and these two-thirds and these Edomites. Hey, they all think that those are green men on those spaceships, when in fact they are the angels of Yahweh, who are going to bring pain to Babylon America, man. I mean, people know that these things are real. They call it a phenomenon, But to the men of the Lord, hey, it's not a phenomenon, man. We know what it is, Let's look that up, word up real quick. Okay, phenomenon definition. A fact or situation that is observed to exist or happen, especially one whose cause or explanation is in question. See, so like those chariots, those so-called UFOs, they're sometimes they're in question to people, especially people who haven't never seen them or witnessed them, It's a phenomenon, Let me click on that just to... But you get the point of what I'm saying. Okay, here's another definition. A remarkable person, thing, or event. Are not those chariots remarkable, man? When you see them in the sky, you bust out your camera. You want to try and not only catch a glimpse, but catch a photo or catch a video, I remember one time we were at camp and we saw a so-called UFO, which was a chariot of Yahweh. And I pulled out my phone camera, started to record it. I was recording the thing, And then after I recorded, I just got back into camp. I just started going back into the Word and getting back in the Spirit. And when I got home, I opened up the video to watch the video, see what it came out like. The chariot that I thought that I recorded. And when I opened up the video, hit play. And all I saw on that video was my ear up close, like a zoomed in video of my ear. And it's because that chariot didn't want to be recorded. I was holding my phone camera up to the sky, I was not holding it up to my ear. But that video, that's what happened, man. I played the video and it was just a video of my ear, So let's see, where are we at? Verse 6 again. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. All right, so all these heathen, all these Edomites, these two-thirds, y'all are sleeping, man. You're sleeping on this truth. You're sleeping on Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. All right, you literally don't even know what the Messiah looks like. You think he's a white man that's going to crack the clouds. And you guys think he's going to be on an actual horse. I know bugged out Christians, they all teach that because they don't know the metaphors and the precepts, But I mean, shows that you don't know what's happening, what's going to happen. But the men of the Lord do know, man. We know what these things are that are happening, because of why? Because the Spirit is dealing with us. And it's not going to come to us like a thief in the night, like the rest of these heathen. Let's go back to Ecclesiasticus 5 and 8. Set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. And you want to talk about goods, you just throw in the whole Babylon America. How, these goods this whole country was unjustly gotten. And it's not going to profit Esau Edom in the day of calamity, when Yahweh is ready to, unleash his army, which are those chariots, the so-called UFOs. Esau's, his Space Force, his Air Force, his Army, his Navy, his Marines, his National Guard, whatever you want to, bring up. those are not going to do him any, they're not going to profit him in that day. All right. Verse 9, winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue. Meaning, just stay faithful to this truth, man. You know, don't let the wind blow you here and there. You know, don't have a double tongue, meaning you say one thing one day and you say the total opposite the next day. That's wavering. You know, you need to be unwavering and steadfast in this truth. All right, verse 10. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. So your word should be the same as your actions. You know, be steadfast, meaning unwavering. Stand up for this truth stiffly. All right. Well, let's get that verse real quick, because you're gonna get rewarded, man, if you. It's in the Apocrypha, I know that. Let me see. Let me see where it's at. All right, so it's Second Esdras. Let's go there. You got to stand stiffly for this truth, man. You can't be wavering, you know. It says, 2 Esdras 2:47, so he answered and said to me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Well, let's jump up one, because this is talking about Yahweh Shai when he's putting the crowns on the men of the truth who are getting a reward, which is, you know, they're getting crowns because of the work that they did and because they were the elect. You know, Lord willing, I'm in that number, you know. Verse 46, then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? And palms are symbolic for victory. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. All right, that's why we're so firm when we're out there. That's why we, you know, maybe you might hear us get a little bit rough with people, you know, in our words, you know. But what does that go back to? That goes back to Corinthians, you know. We bring out this let me see. I think it's 1 Corinthians 6 somewhere. Okay, maybe it's 2 Corinthians. Okay, I'm rusty. See, that's why you gotta continually study this truth. 2 Corinthians 11:6. All right, I was thrown off. I knew it was a 6 in there. 2 Corinthians 11:6. What does it say? But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. So we come rude in speech sometimes because when we're standing stiffly for this truth, when we're trying to, you know, get the message across, you know, to the hopefully elect who, you know, Lord willing, will pass by and hear this word and be moved by this truth. But we stand stiffly for this truth, man, and we're rude in speech sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be rude in speech. And you got Christians that say, oh, you don't sound very godly. You don't sound very religious, spiritual, you know. Well, why do they say that? Because they have not the understanding of the truth. They don't know about standing stiffly. They're the opposite. You know, they want to be a pushover. The Christians are pushovers. You know, the ones who are whacked out, who bugged out Christians who think that Yahweh Shai is all about love, 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 and there's no balance, you know. That's why, and I know one, you know, I know a Christian who is that way. He's a big old pushover, even with his wife, and it's because he's got that mentality that he's just got to turn the other cheek. He's got to be this nice soldier of Jesus Christ, you know. And when I say soldier, I'm talking about feminine, weak soldier. So it's all, you know, it's just, it's all a big old mess when it comes to this devil, you know. Let me go back to, let's see, Ecclesiasticus. So let's go back to Ecclesiasticus, and I'm at verse 10. Oh, I'm actually at verse 11, but no, it says, we'll read 10 again. Be steadfast in thy understanding, and let thy word be the same. So being steadfast is just unwavering, you know. And that's how we got to be in this truth, you know. Sometimes you got to be rude in your speech, you know, on those streets. Especially with the Israelites, because they're stubborn, man. They don't want to listen. They've been brainwashed by this Edomite into thinking that the Messiah is a so-called white man, a effeminate white man that's a pushover, you know. No, that's not the way we're supposed to be, man. 11. Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give answer. All right. So be patient in your answers, you know. You know, swift to hear meaning quick to listen, man. If you're around a man of understanding, you know, then you should wear out his doorstep, the scriptures say, you know. Let's get that. Oops. Wear out his doorstep. No, this is not. I don't think this is the one. Actually, I'm going to move on from that point. But there's a verse that says, "Hey, if you're talking to or you know a man with understanding, then you should wear out that brother's doorstep, man. Meaning you should be there every day, any chance you get, listening to, you know, and studying with that person. You know, verse 12. If thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth." So just what I'm saying, at the very opposite, you know, if there's a person who, you know, is a fool, you know, you want to make an excuse to leave from that person. But if you have a man of understanding, you know, wear out his doorstep. But if you if you don't have any understanding of this truth, then don't answer your neighbor. Don't teach your neighbor. Why? Because you're gonna teach him to go off. You're gonna teach your brother, and this is dealing with your neighbor of your own people. All right. This is not dealing with your neighbor here in America. All right. But you don't want to be teaching your brethren, you know, the wrong thing. And that's exactly what those dudes at IUIC do, you know, because they're telling you, go ahead and take a vaccine, go ahead and take a microchip, you know. They're better off to just cover their mouth than to teach that, you know. Verse 13, honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue is of man is his fall. So there's a saying that says, hey, if you just listen to a person for a little while, you'll listen to them talk and you'll know their character, you know. So it's better just to listen, man, in a lot of situations than to give your own vain opinion or you know, speak when you're when it's not your and speak out of turn or whatnot, you know. It says there's a verse that says if you're in the presence of elders, then you shouldn't even speak, you know. For instance, if I went to camp with the elders, if I was in New York and held camp with them, do you think I would be given my 2 cents on my breakdowns or the breakdowns that I've learned? No, man. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and I'm gonna listen, and that's how I'm gonna learn by men with wisdom, you know, and understanding. I'm not gonna sit there and act as if I have this great understanding, you know, which I only have a fraction of understanding compared to the elders, you know. Verse 14, be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue, for a foul shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. Hey man, you go and you want to be double-minded, double-tongued, and you're gonna pay for that, you know. You don't want to have a reputation of a whisperer, meaning you're telling secrets and shit, you know, to other people. And you don't want to lie, you know. You don't want to lie about this truth. You don't want to, you know, blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. So there it is. You shouldn't be ignorant at all when it comes to small or great matters, you know. A great matter is this truth, you know. A small matter, you know, it could be anything, just some small matter. You don't want to be ignorant in that situation, you know. Let's just look up that word ignorant. Lacking knowledge or awareness in general, uneducated or unsophisticated. See, if you lack knowledge in anything and you give your own opinion, then you're going to look stupid, you know. So you don't want to be ignorant in anything in a great or small matter, all right? So just some random advice. The Spirit was on me to do this lesson. You know, with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah Kadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles, the great millstone, for teaching us this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akiyam for pushing this truth with sincerity, all right? Shalom to the elect. May you endure to the end.